welcome back to the garden. My name's Blythe. I'm gardening here in Zone 8A in Eastern Georgia. Today I wanted to give you guys an updated garden tour for July 2024. As you can see, things have gotten pretty wild here. I wanted to start off here in the kitchen garden because I think this is where we started last time, and there's a lot going on, but also not a lot going on, a lot of weeds. So yeah. So this is kind of how it's looking right now. The in-ground garden is out that way. And then this is the kitchen garden here next to the porch. We'll start right here with this lovely zinnia that is a volunteer. I did not plant zinnias here last year, but I did have them in the kitchen garden, so I'm assuming some seeds came over here. But this is one of the most beautiful zinnias I've ever grown, so. And I just, it's kind of doing its own thing, but I kind of love it. So yeah, got a few nasturtiums that are not doing great that I planted over here. This is pomegranate. We've got bee balm here that did wonderfully. It was really beautiful. If I have a picture, I'll try to insert the hummingbird that comes over here. Have been loving it. It's kind of petering out or getting ready for its second flush. I see a bud here. So next to that, we've got citronella that's doing fine. I was going to plant it in the landscape, but I've heard some differing opinions on if it is invasive or not. So still doing some research, and we'll decide on that later. Got an olive here. It's doing really well. Purple beauty pepper that got smacked down by the tunnel. It came off and kind of smushed this guy during a storm, and I've been trying to get it to root basically for like 2 months now, and it's just like no. So I don't know, I might stick it in the soil here and just see if it'll root. But yeah, after that we've got some grass that's definitely going to be taken care of this weekend. Hopefully just mow it down and then just put a bunch of mulch over it. Got a Glen Navel orange that still needs to be up potted. You can see I've got a lime next to that which has a zinnia in it that's pretty much taking everything from it. So I'm going to try to transplant this into the garden somewhere, hopefully soon, so that this guy can kind of get back and revive a little bit. After that, I've got nasturtium, sad nasturtium, some weeds, more weeds, and more weeds. Sage here that's doing pretty good. Thyme, lemon thyme. I've got chives, rosemary, and oregano behind that. I'll show you guys. Oregano. I've got some basil here, columnar basil, doing pretty good. I've got a Thornburn terracotta tomato here that I'm just kind of letting it do its thing. I had rooted it and I didn't want to throw it out, so I just stuck it in here for now. I've got a new hibiscus back here that I just planted. Strawberries that need weeded. Pretty much the kitchen garden needs like some serious weeding going on. I've got another zinnia here. In with some eucalyptus that got a little bit burned in all of our hot days. We've had like 90+ degree temps for the last like 3 weeks and hardly any rain. It did rain last night, thank goodness. A poor peony. This was all potatoes that I harvested. I did replant some tomatoes in the first half. I want to do garlic in the second half this year. We've got lemon balm, radish, wasabi radish that I'm saving the seeds from, so I'm letting this dry out. Let's get that way. I've got another volunteer zinnia here. I've got some cosmos growing down there. They're not quite up yet. This is a scabiosa. This is precious metal zinnias that are freaking gorgeous. Some sunflowers here. This is the torch minty ice lavender that I grew from seed. that I'm very proud of. I actually took a bunch of it and planted it out in the landscapes to see how it'll do there. I've got Victorian wedding zinnias here. Like, oh my gosh, look at that. That is so beautiful. Cosmos. I've got borage, another key lime. Borage here is, don't think it likes the hot days, honestly. I don't think anything likes the hot days except peppers. The peppers and eggplants. So moving on this way, I've got some Jerusalem artichoke in with my asparagus bed. And I guess the wind knocked it over last night because it's trying to pop right out of that bed. So I'll have to either stake this up or see if it's ready for harvesting. It's huge. Like, it's freaking huge. I didn't even know it was gonna get that big. Somebody gave it to me and I just like threw the tubers in the ground and here we are. And I also have yarrow that's getting knocked over by the Jerusalem artichoke, and some calendula in there, and then I have my variegated pink lemon tree and an orange tree. Let's see if I can get around here. There's nothing on them. I think that these need to be repotted. They're a little bit stressed, maybe from the heat, but I don't know if lemons do well in the heat or not. So that's next to the strawberries there and the pine berries. I've got pine berries on this side. We've got some massive rhubarb in the corner here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Next to the sugar beets, which are doing amazingly. Like, these guys are getting huge. I wish I could show you how massive they are. I've got a little pepper back here, some silver slicer cucumbers that I just threw in there, leeks, nasturtiums, and then this right here is some type of ginger. I thought I saved the tag for it, but I don't think I did. That's growing really well. I don't know what type of ginger this is. I really don't. So if you guys know, let me know. It's doing wonderfully. Then I have a little pool over here with some marigolds, some walking onions, and then some zinnias and sunflowers that needed some more nutrients in this soil. So we've got like little baby mini zinnias here, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so that's it for the kitchen garden. Looking super wild, super chaotic, and I love it. So moving on out here to the in-ground garden, I've got a lot going on. I'll show you guys, and I mainly wanted to do this tour because some things are going to be coming out. So there's some things that look amazing, there's some things that don't look amazing, and you'll see those in just a minute. That are going to be getting ripped out here in the next few weeks, and we're going to be making room for the fall garden, which I'll be starting seeds for in the next like 2 weeks or so. So we've got this massive area, and then we also have the tunnel. I'll do the tunnel last. On the trellises on the outside here, I've got tomatoes. So I've got like some cherry tomatoes, some saladette, some slicing, some Romas, sauce tomatoes, things like that. If you guys want to know the varieties that I have, I do have a tomato variety video a few back that you guys can go and check out. So next to the tomatoes that I have here on this trellis, I've got a whole huge row of sunflowers. So we'll go back there. Here, we'll go ahead and we'll just start over there. It's a jungle. So we'll start back here on the first row. I've got sunflowers all down this whole first row here. I've got some hollyhocks and some euryngenium back here that are growing. This is their first year, so they will be blooming next year, which I'm really excited about. I've got so many sunflower varieties. It's A lot of them are kind of puttering out at this point. Look at those little babies. So beautiful. And I've actually got like the really dark sunflowers are just now starting to come in, which are my absolute favorite sunflowers. I think these are the chocolate cherry variety. Yeah, and I've got some more down here. Like they're all just kind of starting to bud up, which is super exciting. I am so excited. Yeah, so that's the sunflowers. And then on the other side of that, we've got more flowers. We've got dahlias back here that are just starting to bud up, looking beautiful. These are floret dahlias that I started from seed. These are some more floret zinnia varieties. I always have to move this guy. Look at that little baby on the back of this one. So this is the Victorian Wedding, Precious Metals, and Dawn Creek Blush. And then I just tossed like all the other zinnia varieties that I had. I just like tossed them all out here. But I think it makes it look super pretty. A really gorgeous space here. Next to that, I've got some celosia. It's the rose gold celosia. It's absolutely beautiful. In arrangements, it's just beautiful in the garden, and I will definitely be growing that next year. Next to that, I've got green sango celosia, which it kind of got in a slow growth mode here and then lost some sun to these sunflowers next to it. And it's kind of yellow, so actually that's the variegated coxcomb. I just realized I planted that in here too, so that's exciting. Sunflowers, these are Sunflower Steve sunflowers that are absolutely gorgeous. Definitely will be saving some seeds from these. I've got stock in here that's pittering out. And then I have a few dahlias from my parents' house that I transplanted here, and also next to a kiwi, which does not have a mate. I know kiwi has to have a male and a female to produce. So I was hoping that this one would put off some flowers so that I would be able to tell which one this one is and get the other one for next year. But we'll see what happens. You know, we still have a little bit of time. On the other side of these sunflowers here by the tomatoes, I have some dragon tongue bush beans that are about to get pulled out. You can see my ducks kind of destroyed them, and then we had so many beans I just stopped picking them because I didn't know what to do with all of them. So I'm not really sad about it. We did try them. This was my first year and I did enjoy them, but I don't think I would like to do bush beans next year because I really enjoy my pole beans, which I'll show you in just a second. Next to that, we have butterfly pea, which I have lavender queen and white queen butterfly pea. And these took a while to start to take off, and they just started taking off within the last week or so. And so I'm really excited to see them crawling up this trellis and making it super beautiful. Also have some volunteer beans that I think these are yard-long beans. But I'm just letting them grow. I'm letting them do their thing. So on the other side of the arch trellis, I have Blauhild beans, which are a purple pole bean. And you can see here. I love these. They're really smooth in their texture, which I prefer over the more fuzzy dragon tongue beans, which you can kind of get the fuzziness out when you cook them a certain way, like blanching them and then putting them in a skillet, but not as much as these. And I have actually grown these for, it's my third year now, and I just think they're beautiful. I mean, the leaves are super dark green. The pods are purple. Why not have more purple in the garden? And they actually took over this side too. Me trying to keep them on one side didn't really work. But underneath, on the other side of this arch trellis, so I got the 3 arch trellises here. So on this side, on the inside of the arch trellis, I have mottled melons. Let's see, mottled melons, Canada crookneck squash, Aote green flesh squash, Japanese tiger melon, Kajari melon, and Sakata sweet melon. I think that's everything that I have here. So it's just like one of each, I think, that popped up. I re-sowed a few times with different things, so I'm really not even sure exactly how many of each or what exactly that I have. These do look like melons though, so we'll see how they turn out. So I've got a little Kajari melon, looking cute. This is the other side of the flowers. I've got another dahlia here from my parents' house. These are the stalk that are puttering out, and you've seen down here, this is the other side of all the flowers. And then more hollyhocks back there next to the tunnel. And then here we have mini blue popcorn, which is looking fabulous. So I'm really excited to try that. We've got some squash here, bush squash, that is struggling. I don't know if it's the heat. I have gotten a few off. I did a big harvest yesterday, so there's not anything on here currently. I am dealing with some vine borers. I'm wondering if that's what's going on with the yellowing and with the wilting. So just still trying to figure that out. If I lose the squash and zucchini, summer squash and zucchini, if I lose them, I'm really not going to be, yeah, see, that's vine borer right there. So I have to figure that out because vine borers love to destroy my squash. But if I lose them, I'm not going to be super mad about it. We've actually gotten a pretty good harvest off of them. So, and these will most likely get pulled out within the next few weeks. On the other side of this trellis coming back out, I've got watermelons that are doing really good. This is the Cajo watermelon, like the personal sized. These are just now starting to take off. Everything kind of like reaches through to the other side, so nothing really stays where it was planted. That's okay with me. So moving on to the other side of this, I've got some zucchino rampicante squash, and let's see, Jaharadale squash. I have one right here. It's not looking too hot. The little bugs got in there. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Looks like a zucchini is starting right there. Like I said, the squash bugs and the vine borers have been very active this summer, so we'll see what happens. On the other side of this trellis, I have candy roaster, and the other one I do not know the name of, but this is what it looks like. I've got two of these up here hanging on by a absolute thread. I mean, this vine is just, it's destroyed. So we'll see if it makes it. I probably will try to harvest them in the next few weeks. But candy roasters here, I've got two candy roasters growing. I'm really excited to try those. So on the other side of the squash and zucchini, we have more dragon tongue beans halfway that my ducks destroyed. Yeah, so these are probably coming out in the next day or two. I mean, they're not doing anything. They've pretty much gone to seed. Going down a little bit further, we have edamame all along this row here, which I just harvested from yesterday. So those are probably going to be coming out too. I don't know if edamame would get a second flush, but the plants are looking pretty healthy. So, I mean, not too terrible. And my ducks literally didn't mess with the edamame. It's so crazy. They literally just destroyed the beans. Just to show you right here, this is the corn here, and I had the hollyhocks over right here. So from here over and back, we've got echinacea. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's kind of in the middle of the grass growing here, so we need to get on top of that. But all different varieties of echinacea here. We've got some okra, 1, 2, 3, 4 okras, which is growing. I need to harvest this one. Next to that on the back side, so this is the tunnel here, this is the back side of the garden. We've got more tomatoes that are doing great. Corner here, you can see got more tomatoes here on this side, and then next to that we have Kajari melons. I'm gonna go on the back side of this to show you guys. So tomatoes on the back side, and then Kajari melons, which we are so close to getting our first Kajari melon. I could not be happier. This is definitely the thing I'm looking the most forward to having. Need to get a bag on that guy. After that we had honey nut butternut squash, which is done. I harvested, we've got like 5 little tiny ones that I'm gonna try to utilize, but vine borers, got that pretty quickly. Next to that I have sugar pie pumpkin, which produced 2 pumpkins. I harvested them yesterday. Those are probably coming out. They're not looking too hot right now. I might try to do a second succession of pumpkins, but it has never worked for me in the past. So, but I mean, you never know if you don't try. So after that we have yukoi squash here. I think that's how you pronounce it. And the squash vine borers are trying with this one, but I have one here just waiting to turn its color, and then I will harvest it. After that we have cucumbers, salt and pepper cucumbers, sikkim cucumbers, some other kind of cucumbers that have produced. They have produced, and I'm sick of cucumbers at this point. So don't plant 12 cucumber plants unless you really love cucumbers for sure, or you plan on making pickles. I've got right here is my lovely, beautiful turkey gizzard beans that one of my clients gave me, and unfortunately they weren't really planned in the garden. It was kind of an afterthought. I don't even know the timeline, but she gave them to me, and I had these open spots with trellises here, and I knew that they were whole bean. So I stuck them here, and they were not very happy at first, and they finally started taking off. And so I actually just went ahead and left them so that I can gather some more beans, some seeds for next year, and really plan next year to put these on one of my arch trellises to enjoy. So really excited about that. So let's head to the tunnel. The tunnel is one of my favorite parts of the garden. It's wild. It is super wild. It's going crazy in here. Our tunnel here is super messed up. We've had some like really high winds this year, and it has taken my tunnel out probably close to like 6 or 7 times. There's a lot of rips in it. There's just holes, and we have tried everything to get this thing to stay down, which it makes sense. I mean, you're trying to literally hold down a tent in the middle of a windstorm, so it's doing okay. I'm very thankful for it. We'll see what happens with it next year. I don't think I'm gonna plant anything for the fall garden in here, which seems counterproductive because they might need that extra covering if it gets too cold in the winter. But I haven't decided yet, so we'll see. You guys will see when I update that. So in the tunnel here, we've got hot peppers on this side. We've got sweet peppers halfway in the middle, and then on the back half I have eggplant. I've got onions here that are like absolutely not. I started them a little too late, and I have them in this tunnel. It's like literally scorching them to death. I am going to harvest and see what I can get from these. The ants have taken over them, and I've just kind of like let them be. We'll see what I can kind of get from these. Hopefully I'll get a little bit of something, maybe at least to be able to dice and put in the freezer, but I'm not gonna keep my hopes up. After that we have ground cherries, which I have 6 ground cherry plants. I have 3 different varieties, and these guys have outproduced. I have enough. I am about to make some ground cherry jam, some ground cherry mead, and I am so excited. These are absolutely delicious, but they are petering out. We've got some hornworms on here, which I was kind of upset to see. I didn't know hornworms liked to eat ground cherries, but it makes sense because they're kind of in the tomato family. But I'm not sure, is this powdery mildew? Like, is this a disease? You guys let me know. But these are about to come out. I'm very happy with what they did, how they produced. We're going to be, like I said, preserving some. I'll come back out here and harvest what I can after I take them out. But I think they did great. So the eggplants back here, we've got Rosa Bianca, Thai purple ribbed, white egg. You can see I just harvested some a day or two ago, and I am going to be making some baba ganoush, which I've never had before, so I'm really excited. You can see these peppers are just like, this is a poblano. The peppers are happy in this tunnel, and they're so happy. I will definitely, if I am utilizing this tunnel next year, the peppers will be in here. I'm going to do a lot more sweet peppers next year because the hot peppers are literally like I've never seen before. And I think that, look how gorgeous this one is. This is the Leviathan Scorpion Gnarly Caramel or something like that. And like, I mean, it is loaded. I am just waiting for these to turn red. I am super excited. Aji Crystal, we've got Shiro Roxa, we've got Sugar Rush Peach, Buena Mulata, all the peppers. You guys can also see the pepper varieties that I'm growing in my other video I have up on my channel. So pimento, mini bell, these are just like I said, they're just loaded. I'm so excited. This one, oh my gosh, this is Tangerine Dream. Like, look how loaded that is. And they'll turn orange. Let's see, this one, I mean, it's not quite orange yet, but it's huge. And it's a sweet pepper, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I also have the Jalafuego. I've got 2 of those, and I just harvested from them, but they are producing like crazy, and they're big. So we're gonna be having some jalapeno poppers soon. Chinese 5 color, beautiful, loaded. Cayenne, Black Hungarian, Resna Macedonian. I mean, look at that. Beautiful. So yeah, that's the tunnel. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I just wanted to get out here, get a video filmed to show you guys how it's doing, what's puttering out, what's coming out, what's doing great, what's not, what I'm gonna do next year, whatever, all that type of stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.